What's up, YouTube? This is John Helm with Helm Wood Shop and Smithy, back with another knife making video. I was looking through the Facebook Marketplace the other day, and I saw a listing. A woman was looking for an anvil stand to be built for her son. He's really into knife making, doesn't have any equipment, doesn't really have a mentor or anybody to show him how to do it. So even though this isn't a commission I would normally try to take on, I thought, let me go ahead and help this kid out because I wish there was someone who would help me out when I first got started. So I'll be making a fairly simple anvil stand today out of some 6x6 treated lumber. It's gonna have a little hammer rack so we can keep all this stuff right there at the anvil. It isn't a terribly complicated build, so let's stop talking about it and just make the damn thing.
This thing's pretty heavy.
It's very important that your anvil be at the appropriate height for you. And the best way to determine this is to stand up straight, let your arms hang at your sides, and have someone measure from the floor to the base of your fingers. For this kid, that happens to be about 32 inches. His anvil is 10 inches tall, so we're gonna make a 22-inch base for it. So I'm gonna cut these at 22.5 initially. That way I have a little bit of room to clean them up on the miter saw after this has already been cut. I was hoping to use the Craig jig to cut these in half so I'd have nice straight cuts, but with the base on the blade and the track, it only cuts about an inch deep, and that's not gonna work out for me. So I'm gonna have to take it off and freehand it. That's okay, because I already left the extra meat so I could clean it up on the miter saw, so everything should be good. So these have all been rough cut. They're about 22 3/8 of an inch each. So now I'm going to set up a stop block at 22 1/4 so I can shave off one side of them. Then I'll reset the stop block at 22 inches and shave off the other side. That way we'll get nice clean surfaces that are even, and they'll be a lot easier once we get them all glued together to get a smooth top on it. And this is why I always tell new woodworkers, every time you go to Harbor Freight, buy a clamp. It's $6, and no matter what you're doing, you're always gonna run out of the ones that you want. Can't ever own too many of them. While those are drying, I'm gonna start fabricating some metal strapping that's gonna go all the way around, and it'll help hold everything together. This is just gonna be 4 pieces of 1.5 by 1/4 inch bar stock that I'll be welding together at the corners. I'll drill some holes in it and put some big lag bolts through those. That is the way to do this, folks. That is how this is done. Take a big metal grinding disc, just lay it flat, and go to town. All right, let's flip it over to get the bottom. And here it is. And it is a thing of beauty, man. I really like this thing. I'm eventually gonna have to get a better anvil than the one I have now, because mine's pretty dinky. And I think I'm gonna make a stand similar to this one for that. Of course, I'll probably make it a little bit fancier since it'll be my own. But yeah, I think they're gonna be really happy with this. This is a good looking piece. It is surprisingly heavy and it's very sturdy. It does have just the slightest bit of wiggle to it, but it is laying on the floor in my garage, which isn't perfectly flat, so it's hard to say if that's from the base of this or the floor it's sitting on. This should be silicone down to the floor anyway, which will correct a small wobble. If it's really wobbly, you're gonna have to correct that a little bit more. You can't just fill up a 1/2 inch gap with silicone and expect it to stay in place. But a wobble this small, it's not gonna be an issue. I particularly like this hammer and tong rack. It leaves plenty of room for you to hang your hammers on the side, but the ones I've done in the past, this edge of the anvil stand itself served as this bar. So that meant all of the hammers had to hang at this level. And I don't like that. It takes up real estate on top of your anvil stand or your tabletop, wherever you happen to have the rack. But with this design, they're completely out of the way and you have plenty of room. Well, that was a fun little build. I'm sure the client's gonna be really happy with it. She's gonna be over here in about an hour to pick it up. So that is all for today. Thank y'all very much for joining me. I hope you were inspired or got some good ideas on things that you could do next time you have to build an anvil stand for yourself. So until next time, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notifications bell. Y'all have a good one.